worry, we're eating very well. With home, health, and happiness, I shouldn't want a fuss. By the stack of evidence, God's been very good to us. I was grateful to Martha for my happiness there. I owed it to her influence that I had acquired the capacity to make summers by the lake such a fabulous part of our family life. By example, she helped me recognize that I loved the physical effort that went into it. And Martha's fearlessness gave me the courage to go live with small children in the woods. I was still married when I began taking my daughters there, thinking that if I gave my husband the space he so much seemed to want, I might save our marriage. However, the only men I invited to Valhalla were my friends George and Michelle, who came with us on our first visit there, a week-long celebration of my 40th birthday. Now, Martha had come to tell me she was in love. During Martha's trip to Maine, Memory Lewis, a Tony landscape designer, had introduced Martha to the upper crust's upper crust. Memory had also introduced Martha to Skylands, the former home of Edsel and Eleanor Ford, a grand estate on a bluff soaring nearly 400 feet over Seal Harbor, Maine. Once Martha saw the place, she knew she had to have it. Swept up by its pillars and posts, she did what she was so good at doing. She quickly converted her larger, shapeless longings into a much more manageable mansion yearning. From the moment Memory and her fiancé, Charlie, landed their plane to drop Martha off with me, she could not stop talking about Skylands. Side by side in 2 Adirondack chairs, sipping red wine from glass goblets, we watched the scenic expanse of the lake in the light of a waxing moon, and listened to soul-stirring calls of the loons. As we sat on the dock, late that August night after my children had gone to bed, we spoke in low voices about how Martha might carry off the acquisition of Skylands. I had a highly successful real estate career, and I knew what moves she needed to make to pull off this larger-than-life scheme. Most of the time, Martha decided where we would eat, which movie we would see, what countries we would vacation in. "Let's do, let's see, let's go," she would say. And most of the time, I followed. This was one of those rare moments when Martha needed my opinion to make the grand decision. It had happened once before that year, when she told me about her daring plan to buy her company back from Time Warner, the corporation that held all of Martha Stewart Living Enterprises magazines, books, and a mail-order catalog. It was February, and we had seen a movie and then stopped for our usual late-night bite at the Sherwood Diner. Martha didn't like to eat in diners, but there weren't many options for decent, clean food close to home at that hour in Westport, our sleepy Connecticut commuter town. It was there that Martha confided to me a high-stakes strategy that she and Sharon Patrick, who for the past few years had been helping Martha reorganize her company, had been devising behind closed doors. A strategy that would show my friend Martha at her best. She always had the ability to sit back, ponder, plan, and then choose her actions in ways that were at once creative and astute. On that cold winter night, Martha seemed calm, composed, and her eyes had the sparkle I knew so well. This was the sparkle that came when Martha had a line of attack, when she saw the curve coming and no one else did, and I loved her for it. "So tell me what you think," I recall her saying, leaning in toward me across the table. And then she told me about the meeting she and Sharon had planned for the following day. It was not so much a meeting as a daring venture that, if successful, could bring Martha's career several steps forward. Early the next morning,